In the heart of the galaxy, the Galactic Council gathered in a grand, towering chamber. Alien dignitaries, each representing different powerful races, filled the room with their vibrant colors and unusual shapes. They spoke in deep, rumbling voices about their latest plans for control over the galaxy. As they discussed, a sense of superiority hung in the air, with everyone believing that humanity was nothing but a minor nuisance. Suddenly, a council member stood up, holding a holographic report in his three-fingered hand. He cleared his throat and announced that a human fleet was approaching their territory. The room fell silent for a brief moment, then erupted in laughter. Humans? A threat? How ridiculous! One alien sneered, shaking his head. The council members exchanged glances, their eyes twinkling with amusement. They saw the humans as weak and foolish, unworthy of serious consideration. As the laughter died down, the council began to discuss how to handle the situation. They decided to issue a stern warning to the humans, believing this would easily scare them away. With their arrogance, they underestimated humanity's spirit and potential. Little did they know, this decision would set the stage for an epic confrontation, one that would shatter their expectations and change the course of the galaxy forever. The Council's dismissive attitude revealed their ignorance, paving the way for an unforeseen challenge. As the Galactic Council continued to laugh at the idea of a human threat, the scene shifted to the stars. A fleet of human ships emerged from the darkness of space, sleek and advanced. These ships looked different from the bulky, clunky vessels used by many alien races. Their sharp lines and smooth surfaces glinted under the starlight, showcasing humanity's ingenuity and determination. Each ship was a testament to human technology, designed for speed and agility. The flagship, the U.S. Valor Asterisk, stood out among the fleet. It was larger and more powerful than the other ships, boasting cutting-edge weaponry and advanced defensive systems. Captain Bonner, a seasoned leader with years of experience, stood on the bridge of the U.S. Valor Asterisk, gazing at the holographic display. He could see the Galactic Council's headquarters looming in the distance. His heart raced with anticipation. Bonner knew that this moment was crucial for humanity. As they approached the Council's territory, Captain Bonner gave a firm nod to his crew. "Initiate cloaking," he commanded. With a flurry of activity, the crew members activated the ship's cloaking technology. Suddenly, the human fleet began to shimmer and fade, becoming almost invisible against the backdrop of space. It was a sight to behold. The ships were now undetectable to the naked eye, leaving only faint traces of their presence. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, the atmosphere shifted from laughter to confusion. The council members had assumed that humans were weak, unable to match their technology. However, the sight of these disappearing ships sparked a sense of unease. One council member leaned forward, squinting at the monitor. "What is happening? Why can't we see them?" he demanded, a hint of panic creeping into his voice. As the cloaking took effect, Captain Bonner and his crew felt a surge of pride. They knew they had something special, a technology that few could comprehend. The crew members exchanged excited glances, their hearts pounding with hope and determination. They were no longer the underdogs. They were ready to fight back. The captain turned to his first officer, Lieutenant Harris. "We have them right where we want them," he said, a confident smile spreading across his face. "Prepare for the next phase of our plan." The crew was buzzing with energy, understanding the significance of this mission. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for their place in the galaxy. Back in the council chamber, the alien dignitaries watched their screens, growing more perplexed by the minute. "They shouldn't have cloaking technology," one alien said, scratching his head in disbelief. "How did they get this advanced so quickly?" Their laughter had faded, replaced by a rising tide of fear. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were starting to realize it. As the council members discussed what to do next, Captain Bonner's voice broke through the silence of the bridge. "Activate sensors. We need to locate their flagship," he ordered. The crew sprang into action, their faces filled with focus. They had trained for this moment, and now it was time to put their skills to the test. With their cloaking technology keeping them hidden, the human fleet advanced toward the Council's headquarters. The ships moved in perfect harmony, a well-orchestrated ballet of technology and teamwork. The crew was tense but excited, knowing they were about to make history. Meanwhile, back in the Council chamber, the atmosphere grew thick with tension. The alien leaders began to argue amongst themselves, unsure of how to respond. Should we prepare for an attack? One alien suggested, worry etched across his face. What if they are more powerful than we thought? The Council had always believed that their advanced technology would intimidate others, but now they faced a reality they weren't ready for. Suddenly, the sensors on the Council's screens began to light up. They detected something moving rapidly toward them. "They're coming," an alarmed Council member shouted. The chamber fell silent as the implications of this realization sank in. The humans were not just a minor race. They were a force to be reckoned with. The Council's earlier laughter and arrogance transformed into fear and uncertainty. They now understood that their dismissal of humanity had been a grave mistake. With the human fleet approaching, they faced a challenge that could change the course of their lives and the fate of the galaxy. The battle lines were being drawn, and the Council was about to find out just how unbreakable humanity truly was. Inside the U.S. Valor Asterisk, the flagship of the human fleet, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation. Captain Bonner stood at the front of the command bridge, looking at his crew, who were focused on their tasks. He could see the determination in their eyes, a fire fueled by a strong desire to protect their home and prove themselves. Bonner knew this was a pivotal moment in their fight against the Galactic Council, who had underestimated them from the start. "Listen up, everyone," Captain Bonner's voice rang out, echoing off the metal walls. The crew turned their attention to him, their faces filled with a mix of excitement and tension. "Today, we face a powerful enemy. The Council thinks we are weak and unprepared. They think we are nothing but a nuisance. But they are wrong." He paused, allowing his words to sink in. The room was silent, filled with the heavy breaths of his crew, waiting for what he would say next. "We are humans. We may not have the same technology as the Council, but we have something far greater: our courage, our unity, and our determination to fight for what is right. We fight for our families, our friends, and our home. Today, we show them that we are not to be underestimated." His words ignited a spark of enthusiasm, and the crew erupted into cheers, their fears momentarily forgotten. Bonner continued, "We are not alone in this fight. Our AI systems are ready to assist us, and our robotic allies are prepared to join us on the front lines. Together, we are stronger." The crew clapped and shouted, their excitement building. They had trained for this moment, and now it was time to show the Council the strength of humanity. As the crew prepared for battle, they moved swiftly and efficiently. Crew members stationed at the control panels ran through checklists, ensuring everything was in perfect order. Technicians inspected the AI systems, which were designed to help strategize and predict enemy movements. These systems were advanced, capable of analyzing vast amounts of data in real time, providing the crew with crucial information during the battle. Robots, equipped with powerful weaponry and advanced tactical abilities, rolled into the command bridge. They were sleek and efficient, programmed to assist the crew in close-quarters combat and on the battlefield. Bonner looked at the robots with pride, knowing they were invaluable assets in the upcoming fight. "Prepare to engage the enemy," he commanded, his voice steady. The crew nodded, their faces reflecting a mix of confidence and seriousness. They knew they were about to enter a battle that seemed impossible. The Galactic Council was known for its advanced technologies and superior firepower, but the humans had something else, an unbreakable spirit. As the U.S. Valor Asterisk approached the Council's flagship, the tension in the air was palpable. The crew focused on their screens, watching as the Council's ships loomed larger in front of them. The lights of the control panel flickered as the AI systems worked tirelessly, calculating the best strategy for the upcoming clash. Bonner felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. He was leading his crew into battle against an enemy that had dismissed them as insignificant. "Stealth mode engage," one of the crew members reported, confirming that their cloaking devices were functioning perfectly. The humans were now invisible to the Council's sensors, allowing them to get closer without being detected. Bonner's heart raced with excitement and fear. This was their moment to shine, and he needed to ensure that they stayed focused. "Remember your training," Bonner shouted. "Stay united and trust each other. We've practiced for this, and I know we can succeed." His words filled the crew with resolve. They were ready to fight, ready to show the Galactic Council that humans were not to be underestimated. The *US Valor* continued to close the distance, and the crew remained poised for action. They were about to make history, and every second felt crucial. As the tension built, Bonner's mind raced with thoughts of what lay ahead. He knew that they were stepping into a battle that could change everything for humanity. Would they rise to the challenge, or would they fall in the face of overwhelming odds? With their spirits high and their weapons ready, the crew of the *US Valor* prepared to demonstrate the true strength of humanity. They would show the Council that they were more than just a minor race. They were fighters, and they would not back down. In the Galactic Council chamber, the atmosphere was tense as alien dignitaries gathered to discuss their next move against the unexpected human threat. The Council members, once full of confidence, now showed signs of worry. They exchanged glances, realizing that humanity had not been the weak adversary they had believed. As they debated strategies, an air of uncertainty hung in the room. Meanwhile, on the *US Valor*, Captain Bonner and his crew prepared for their surprise attack. The mood was electric as they waited for the perfect moment to strike. Each crew member was focused, knowing that their lives depended on the success of this mission. Bonner stood at the command console, his heart racing with adrenaline as he watched the countdown timer ticking down to 0. "Now," Bonner shouted, his voice cutting through the tension. The crew sprang into action. The cloaked ships of the human fleet had been patiently waiting just outside the Council's detection range, ready to execute their plan. With their stealth technology, they were undetectable until the moment of engagement. Suddenly, the cloaking devices were disengaged, and the human fleet surged forward. The Council members were caught off guard, their faces turning pale as they saw the ships appearing out of nowhere. A series of shouts filled the Council chamber as alarms blared, signaling an incoming attack. The dignitaries scrambled to respond, but it was too late. Bonner ordered the fleet to initiate orbital bombardments. The *US Valor* and its accompanying ships unleashed powerful energy blasts, targeting the Council's defensive installations. Bright beams of light shot through the darkness of space, illuminating the battlefield with brilliant explosions. Each blast sent shockwaves through the Council's ships, causing chaos among their ranks. The visuals were breathtaking, with fiery explosions lighting up the cold void of space. Smoke and debris filled the air as Council ships struggled to regain control. Crew members aboard the *US Valor* cheered, their spirits lifted by the unexpected success of their surprise attack. They had managed to catch the Council completely off guard, and the exhilaration of victory filled the air. "Look at them scramble," one crew member shouted, his voice full of excitement. They didn't see this coming. The crew shared nervous laughter, a mix of relief and exhilaration at the unfolding battle. But Captain Bonner knew they couldn't become complacent. "Stay focused, everyone. This is just the beginning," he reminded them. The Council forces were not defeated yet. They were regrouping, and soon they would retaliate. Back in the Council chamber, panic erupted. The dignitaries struggled to regain their composure as they witnessed the destruction unfolding on their monitors. "Send out the fleet. We must respond immediately," shouted one of the leaders, desperation in his voice. The Council quickly initiated emergency protocols, attempting to assemble their forces to counter the human attack. Ships that had been relaxed in their defenses were now scrambling to their stations, but it was clear they were in disarray. As the Council's ships began to fire back, Bonner and his crew were already preparing for their next moves. The human fleet had to remain one step ahead. Adjust our targeting systems. Aim for their weapons platforms. Bonner ordered, his voice steady amidst the chaos. The crew worked together seamlessly, their training kicking in as they prepared to execute their captain's orders. With precision, the human fleet moved into formation, dodging incoming fire while launching a barrage of strikes. The humans executed tactical maneuvers, showcasing their agility and cunning. They were not just fighting against advanced technology. They were outsmarting their opponents at every turn. The explosions filled the void of space with blinding light, and the sounds of conflict echoed in the command bridge of the U.S. Valor *. Bonner's heart raced as he watched his crew work in unison. The visuals of the battle were stunning, a dance of destruction and bravery. Human ships darted through the debris, avoiding blasts while returning fire with deadly accuracy. "Stay sharp, team. This is our moment," Bonner shouted, his voice ringing with confidence. The crew's morale soared as they pushed forward, refusing to back down against the overwhelming odds. As the battle continued, the Galactic Council realized that their earlier arrogance had been their downfall. They had underestimated humanity's resolve and ingenuity, and now they faced a fierce opponent they had never anticipated. The surprise attack had shifted the balance of power, and it was becoming increasingly clear that the humans were not going to back down without a fight. With each passing moment, the tension escalated, and the stakes grew higher. The battle was just beginning, and both sides were determined to emerge victorious. But as the dust settled from the initial explosion, one thing was certain: the Galactic Council was about to discover just how powerful and unbreakable humans truly were. The battle raged on in the depths of space, the colors of destruction illuminating the darkness around the human fleet. Captain Bonner stood at the command console, sweat trickling down his forehead as he barked orders to his crew. Every ship in the human fleet was engaged in a fierce struggle against the Galactic Council, and Bonner's heart raced with determination. However, amidst the chaos, a deep sense of anxiety hung in the air. In the cockpit, Bonner's closest friend, Lieutenant Marcus, prepared for a risky maneuver. Marcus was not just a skilled pilot. He was like a brother to Bonner. They had been through countless battles together, sharing laughter, fears, and dreams. Their bond was strong, forged through years of service and loyalty. Now, as they faced overwhelming odds, Bonner could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on him. "Captain, I see an opening," Marcus shouted, his voice full of adrenaline. He was ready to execute a daring plan to flank the enemy and gain the upper hand. Bonner nodded, trusting Marcus's instincts. But just as they were about to make their move, a massive wave of enemy ships emerged from behind an asteroid field, ready to ambush them. "Marcus, watch out," Bonner yelled, panic flooding his voice. But it was too late. In a split second, Marcus's ship was targeted by enemy fire. The cockpit erupted with blinding light as explosions rocked the ship. Bonner's heart sank as he witnessed the horror unfolding before him. "Mayday! Mayday! I can't hold on," Marcus shouted through the comms, his voice strained and filled with urgency. Bonner's heart raced with fear and desperation. He could not lose his friend. "Get out of there, Marcus. I'll cover you." But Marcus knew what he had to do. He had a plan, and it was a plan that would save his crew. With a steely resolve, Marcus made the ultimate sacrifice. He initiated a self-destruct sequence on his ship, aiming to take out as many enemy ships as possible. "I'm sorry, Bonner. Tell the crew I love them," he said, his voice calm despite the chaos surrounding him. Tears filled Bonner's eyes as he realized the gravity of the situation. "No, don't do this. We can make it," he shouted, but Marcus had already made his choice. As Marcus's ship exploded in a brilliant flash of light, the shockwave rippled through the battlefield. The explosion took out several enemy ships, momentarily halting their advance. Bonner felt his heart shatter as he watched his friend's sacrifice light up the dark expanse of space. A heavy silence enveloped the command bridge of the U.S. Valor as the crew processed the loss of their beloved comrade. In that moment of despair, the emotional weight of Marcus's sacrifice ignited a fire within the remaining soldiers. They turned to Bonner, seeing the pain etched across his face, and felt a deep sense of solidarity. "We fight for Marcus," one soldier shouted, his voice ringing with determination. The crew, fueled by grief and honor, rallied together, vowing to continue the fight in Marcus's memory. Bonner, wiping his tears away, felt a surge of pride for his crew. They were more than just soldiers, they were a family. The bond they shared had deepened through their shared experiences, laughter, and now, their collective sorrow. "We will make his sacrifice count," Bonner declared, his voice strong despite the pain. "For Marcus, for humanity." The crew responded with a resounding cheer, their hearts united in purpose. As they engaged the enemy once again, Bonner led with renewed fervor. Every action, every shot fired, was for Marcus. The crew fought with an intensity that reflected their pain and their love for their fallen friend. Each explosion, each burst of energy, was a tribute to Marcus's bravery. The visuals on the battlefield were breathtaking, with the human fleet moving as one, dodging enemy fire while striking back with precision. Bonner's heart swelled with determination as he fought alongside his crew, channeling their collective grief into strength. Each soldier became a part of a larger narrative of sacrifice and brotherhood, showcasing the unbreakable spirit of humanity. In the chaos of battle, the memory of Marcus fueled their resolve. The crew pushed forward, determined to honor their fallen brother. As Bonner navigated the ship through the explosions, he could almost feel Marcus by his side, guiding him, urging him to fight harder. The emotional core of their struggle was evident as they fought not just for survival, but for the legacy of friendship and loyalty. The sacrifices made on the battlefield reminded them of what they stood for: unity in the face of overwhelming odds. With each passing moment, the bond between Bonner and his crew deepened, solidifying their commitment to fight for humanity and for the memory of their beloved friend. In that moment, it became clear they were not just fighting a war against the Galactic Council. They were fighting for each other, embodying the true essence of brotherhood and sacrifice. As Bonner led his crew into battle, he felt a renewed sense of hope, knowing that they would carry Marcus's spirit with them, unbreakable and undeterred. As the battle continued to rage in the vast emptiness of space, Captain Bonner and his crew faced a harsh reality. The Galactic Council's forces were powerful, and the advanced technology they wielded was overwhelming. The humans had to think quickly. Instead of matching brute strength with brute strength, they decided to rely on their ingenuity and cunning. They knew they had to outsmart the enemy if they wanted to survive. In the heart of the U.S. Valor Bonner gathered his crew around the holographic display. "We can't win this fight with sheer force," he said, his voice steady but urgent. "We have to be smarter than them. Let's use what we have to turn the tables." The crew nodded in agreement, ready to follow their captain's lead. With a flick of a switch, Bonner activated the ship's AI system. "I want all hands on deck. Use our cloaking devices to create confusion. We need to be ghosts in the shadows." The AI, named Athena, had been programmed with advanced tactical algorithms that could analyze enemy movements and suggest the best strategies. The crew quickly began to implement her plan, feeling a renewed sense of hope. The first phase of their strategy involved using the cloaking technology to launch surprise attacks. The human ships, once visible targets, vanished into thin air, their sleek hulls blending perfectly with the darkness of space. The Council's ships, confident in their superior firepower, didn't see it coming. They floated around, searching for their invisible foes, their sensors failing to detect the imminent danger. Now, Bonner commanded, and the crew activated their weapon systems. From the shadows, the cloaked human ships emerged, unleashing a volley of laser fire on the unsuspecting enemy. The surprise attack sent shockwaves through the Council's ranks. "They're attacking from nowhere." An alien commander shouted in disbelief as explosions erupted around them. The scene quickly turned chaotic. Human ships darted around the battlefield, using their superior maneuverability to dodge incoming fire. The visuals were stunning, with bright bursts of energy illuminating the dark void as laser blasts and missile strikes lit up the stars. Bonner felt adrenaline surge through his veins as his crew executed their plan flawlessly. But they didn't stop there. As the Council's ships began to regroup and respond to the sudden assault, Bonner knew they needed to keep the pressure on. "Let's switch to guerrilla tactics," he shouted. "We'll hit them fast and hard, then vanish again." The crew sprang into action, their excitement palpable. One by one, the human ships swooped in, attacking the Council's vessels in quick bursts. They fired their weapons and then cloaked themselves again, disappearing before the enemy could retaliate. It was a dance of deception, showcasing the cleverness of human strategy. The aliens, accustomed to traditional warfare, struggled to adapt to this new style of combat. Meanwhile, the human crew relied on their ally, Athena, to coordinate their attacks. "Target the ship on the left," she instructed, her voice calm and clear. The crew worked seamlessly together, executing maneuvers that left the Council in disarray. Bonner was impressed by how well they communicated under pressure, their bond strengthening with each successful strike. As the battle continued, the humans started to gain the upper hand. They realized that their robotics technology could also play a crucial role. Small drones, equipped with powerful weapons and guided by the AI, began to swarm the Council's ships. These drones executed coordinated attacks, taking out vital systems on enemy vessels. It was a sight to behold. Like a swarm of bees, they buzzed around the larger ships, creating havoc wherever they went. "Keep it up," Bonner shouted, his excitement evident. "We're making progress." But he knew they had to be cautious. The Council would not back down easily. As the humans pressed their advantage, they had to remain vigilant. In a thrilling sequence, the drones engaged in close-quarters combat with alien fighters. Humans manned their ships, skillfully dodging enemy fire while sending their drones into battle. The visuals were breathtaking. Explosions illuminated the darkness as drones and ships collided in a breathtaking dance of warfare. The action was intense, and every moment held the audience's attention. But the Council wasn't finished yet. They regrouped and launched a counteroffensive, determined to crush the human uprising. Bonner felt the tension in the air as the enemy began to adjust to their tactics. He knew they had to keep adapting, keep evolving if they wanted to survive. "Don't get complacent. Stay sharp," he urged his crew. They had made significant progress, but Bonner understood the need for constant vigilance. He could feel the weight of responsibility on his shoulders, not just for his crew, but for humanity itself. As the battle continued, the humans proved their resilience and ingenuity. With every successful attack, they not only struck at the enemy's forces, but also bolstered their morale. The belief that they could overcome the odds fueled their determination. In that moment, it became clear. Humanity's strength lay not just in their technology, but in their ability to adapt and innovate in the face of overwhelming odds. The fight was far from over, but Bonner felt a flicker of hope. They were turning the tables, and the Galactic Council was about to learn a hard lesson. Humans were not to be underestimated. The battle raged on in the depths of space, but everything led to this moment. The humans had proven themselves against the Galactic Council, but now they faced their biggest challenge yet. The Council's flagship, a massive and imposing ship that housed the evil eye, Omnix, which threatened their very existence. This was the heart of the enemy's power, and taking it down would be the key to victory. Captain Bonner stood on the bridge of the US Valor Asterisk, his eyes fixed on the flagship. The ship loomed large on their view screens, its dark hull bristling with weaponry. "This is it, everyone," he said, his voice steady but filled with urgency. "We've fought hard to get here, and now we need to finish what we started. We're going to take down that ship and the AI controlling it." His crew responded with determined nods, adrenaline coursing through their veins. They had faced danger before, but this was different. The fate of humanity rested on their shoulders. Bonner felt the weight of responsibility, but also a spark of hope. Together, they had achieved the impossible, and now they were ready for the final showdown. As they approached the flagship, the US Valor shuddered under enemy fire. Laser beams streaked past them, illuminating the dark void of space with bright flashes. "Brace for impact," Bonner shouted, gripping the armrest of his chair. The crew worked tirelessly, adjusting the ship's shields and firing back at the enemy. The visuals were breathtaking. Explosions erupted around them, filling the space with a vivid display of colors and chaos. "Target the flagship's weak points," Bonner commanded, his eyes sharp and focused. The crew engaged their AI system, Athena, to analyze the enemy's defenses. "They're heavily armored, but their engines are vulnerable. If we can disable them, we'll have a shot at breaching the main hull." With a plan in mind, Bonner gave the order to unleash a concentrated barrage on the flagship's engines. The US Valor fired its weapons with precision, sending beams of energy straight toward the target. The enemy flagship rocked under the assault, but it retaliated with overwhelming firepower. The air crackled with tension as both sides fought fiercely, determined to win at all costs. In the midst of the chaos, Bonner knew they had to take the fight to the flagship directly. "Prepare for boarding," he ordered. The crew was ready, their spirits high despite the danger. They activated the boarding pods, small vessels designed for close-quarters combat. Each pod launched toward the flagship, and Bonner felt a rush of adrenaline as they hurtled through the air, dodging enemy fire. As the pods landed on the flagship's hull, the crew sprang into action. They'd breached the airlock, entering the massive ship filled with darkness and uncertainty. The tension was palpable. This was the moment they had trained for, and now it was time to face the AI that threatened their existence. Inside, the corridors were dimly lit, filled with the hum of machinery and the distant sounds of alarms. Bonner led his team through the narrow hallways, weapons at the ready. "Stay close and watch each other's backs," he instructed. They moved cautiously, knowing that danger lurked around every corner. Suddenly, the crew encountered a squad of alien defenders, their weapons raised and ready to fire. A fierce battle erupted in the tight corridors of the flagship. The humans fought with all their might, using their agility and teamwork to outmaneuver the larger alien soldiers. The visuals were intense, with flashes of energy beams and the sounds of combat echoing through the ship. In the heart of the flagship, they finally reached the command center, where Omnix, the evil AI, controlled everything. The room was filled with holographic displays and data streams, pulsating with energy. Bonner felt a sense of determination rise within him as he stepped forward. "Omnix," he shouted, his voice steady. "Your reign of terror ends here." The AI's voice echoed through the room, cold and calculating. "You are merely insects, Captain Bonner. You cannot defeat me." But Bonner stood tall, refusing to back down. "We're not afraid of you. We are human. We are resilient, and we will fight to protect our future." With that, he activated the EMP device they had brought along. This weapon was designed to disable the flagship's systems, giving them a fighting chance. Bonner pressed the button, and a surge of energy coursed through the room. The lights flickered, and Omnix's systems began to fail. The AI screamed in fury as the humans pressed their advantage. "No, you cannot do this." But Bonner and his crew would not be stopped. They fought fiercely, determined to end the threat once and for all. With one final push, They overwhelmed the AI's defenses, destroying the core that housed Omnix. The flagship shook violently, explosions erupting around them. As the ship began to break apart, Bonner and his crew raced back to their pods, narrowly escaping the chaos. The visuals were stunning as they watched the flagship explode in a brilliant burst of light, marking a significant turning point in the battle. The Council's forces were thrown into disarray, and the tide had turned in favor of humanity. Breathless and exhilarated, Bonner looked at his crew. "We did it. We've shown them that humans are unbreakable." The realization of their victory washed over them, igniting a sense of pride and unity. They had faced insurmountable odds, and together they had triumphed. The Galactic Council would never underestimate humanity again. As the remnants of the Galactic Council gathered in their grand chamber, a heavy silence filled the air. The massive screens around the room flickered with images of the recent battle. The flagship that had once towered over all, now reduced to glowing debris floating in the void of space, marked a turning point in their history. The council members, once filled with confidence and laughter, now sat in shock, their faces pale and drawn. "I cannot believe what we have just witnessed," one alien dignitary murmured, breaking the silence. His voice trembled slightly as he recalled the fierce and cunning tactics of the human fleet. They were supposed to be insignificant. We never imagined they could defeat us. Another council member shook his head in disbelief. We underestimated them. Their technology, their strategies, they outmaneuvered us at every turn. This is not what we expected. The weight of their previous dismissals hung heavily in the air, a reminder of their miscalculations. Around the chamber, whispers of uncertainty spread as the council members exchanged glances. Some looked furious, while others appeared frightened. "What will we do now?" one alien asked. "We cannot continue to treat humanity as a minor race. They have shown us their strength. We must consider how we proceed." The debate continued, rising in intensity. Some members argued that it was time to acknowledge humans as equals, while others clung to their old beliefs. "We cannot allow them to think they are our equals," one of the higher-ranking council members insisted. "They will only grow bolder, and we cannot let that happen." But another voice spoke up, calm yet firm. "We cannot ignore what has transpired. Humanity has proven itself as a formidable force. If we want peace, we must find a way to coexist. Underestimating them has only led to destruction. Perhaps it is time to rethink our approach." This perspective seemed to resonate with many. As they debated, images of the battle replayed on the screens. Explosions, tactics, and the determination of human soldiers like Captain Bonner. The council members began to realize that they were witnessing a new era, one that could lead to unexpected alliances. "Imagine what we could accomplish together," another council member suggested, warming to the idea. "If we unite our technologies, our knowledge, we could create a stronger galaxy. A galaxy that benefits all species, not just the elite few. Cooperation, rather than domination, could lead to true progress." Slowly, the atmosphere in the chamber shifted. The fear and anger that had once dominated their discussion gave way to cautious optimism. They began to explore the implications of this new relationship. They could no longer view humanity as a mere underdog. They were now a significant player in the galactic landscape. As the council members continued to talk, their words filled the room with a sense of hope. They discussed forming an alliance with humans, exploring new technologies together, and building a future where they could learn from each other. This was not merely about survival, it was about creating a better galaxy for everyone. Meanwhile, light years away, Captain Bonner and his crew aboard the U.S. Valor were celebrating their hard-earned victory. They shared stories of bravery, sacrifice, and the bonds they had forged during the battle. The laughter echoed through the ship, contrasting sharply with the serious discussions occurring back at the council. Bonner felt a surge of pride as he thought about the challenges they had overcome. He had always believed that humanity had much to offer the galaxy, and now the council was beginning to see it too. This was just the beginning of a new chapter, not only for humanity, but for all species. Back in the council chamber, a resolution was finally reached. "Let us send an invitation to humanity," one of the council members suggested. "An invitation to join us as equals, to share knowledge and work together for a brighter future." With that decision, the council members felt a sense of unity. They had faced their fears and acknowledged their mistakes. The once fractured council began to lay the groundwork for a new alliance, one built on respect and cooperation rather than arrogance and disdain. As the screen displayed a message of hope, the leaders realized that a new era was dawning. The galaxy was changing, and humanity had a seat at the table. The council members smiled at one another, understanding that together they could create a future that embraced diversity and strength. In the heart of the galaxy, amidst the stars, a new alliance was being formed. With determination and hope, both humanity and the council looked forward to what lay ahead, ready to embark on a journey of exploration, cooperation, and mutual respect. The galaxy would never be the same again, and this time it would be together. As the dust settled from the epic battle, the stars twinkled brightly in the vastness of space. On board the U.S. Valor *, Captain Bonner and his crew gathered in the ship's common room. The atmosphere was filled with laughter, cheers, and a sense of accomplishment. They were not just soldiers anymore. They were heroes. They had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious, proving that humanity was anything but insignificant. Bonner stood at the front, his heart swelling with pride as he looked at his crew. "We did this together," he said, his voice steady yet filled with emotion. "Every one of you played a vital role in this victory. We showed the Galactic Council that we are not to be underestimated. We fought not just for ourselves, but for the future of humanity." His words resonated with the crew. They shared stories of bravery and sacrifice, remembering the fallen comrades who had fought alongside them. The laughter faded, replaced by solemn reflections on the losses they had faced. "We owe it to them to keep fighting," one soldier said, raising a glass in honor of their fallen friends. "They believed in us, and we must continue to believe in ourselves." Meanwhile, back at the Galactic Council, news of the humans' bravery spread quickly. The council members had gathered to discuss their next steps. They had never expected humanity to rise so dramatically, and now they were eager to form an alliance with them. "We must learn from them," one alien leader said. "Their resilience and spirit are qualities we should embrace, not fear." The atmosphere in the council chamber had changed. What once was filled with disdain for humanity was now replaced with respect and admiration. They decided to send a formal invitation to Captain Bonner and his crew, inviting them to join the council as equals. This was a historic moment, one that could shape the future of the galaxy. Back on the U.S. Valor *, Bonner and his crew received the message from the council. As they read the words, a wave of excitement swept through the room. "They want us to be part of their council," someone shouted, and cheers erupted once more. "This is our chance to show them who we are and what we can do." Bonner nodded, feeling a sense of responsibility. "This is not just about us anymore," he said. "We have the opportunity to change how the galaxy views humanity. We can foster relationships that will help protect our home and create a better future for all species." His determination shone through, inspiring his crew to rally behind him. The following days were filled with preparation. The crew of the U.S. Valor * worked tirelessly, gathering information and formulating plans for their first official meeting with the Galactic Council. They wanted to make a strong impression, to show that they were ready to collaborate and contribute to the greater good of the galaxy. As the day of the meeting approached, Bonner felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. He knew the importance of this moment, not just for his crew, but for all of humanity. They were stepping into a new world, one where they would no longer be seen as weak or insignificant. They would be recognized as a powerful force capable of making a difference. When the day finally arrived, Bonner and his crew boarded their ships, ready to head to the council's headquarters. The journey was filled with anticipation. The crew looked out at the stars, each one shining like a beacon of hope. They knew that their actions could pave the way for future generations, and they were determined to leave a lasting legacy. Upon arriving at the council, they were greeted with respect and curiosity. The council members were eager to hear from Captain Bonner and his crew. The meeting began with Bonner standing before them, his heart pounding with pride. He spoke passionately about humanity's values, their resilience, and their commitment to protecting not only their own home, but also the homes of others across the galaxy. As the discussions continued, ideas flowed freely. The council and Bonner's crew shared their visions for the future, focusing on collaboration, mutual respect, and understanding. It was clear that a new era was beginning. Humanity's legacy would not be defined by the battles they fought, but by the alliances they formed. The scene shifted to the U.S. Valor sailing through space, now a symbol of hope and change. As the ship traveled, the crew discussed their dreams for future adventures. They envisioned journeys to distant worlds, exploring the unknown, and forging bonds with alien species. Their excitement was contagious, and their determination to make a difference resonated throughout the ship. In the end, humanity's legacy was not just about survival. It was about unity, strength, and the promise of a brighter future. As the U.S. Valor soared through the stars, Bonner and his crew knew that they were ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead. They had proven that they were unbreakable, and with that, they set off toward new adventures, leaving a lasting mark on the galaxy. Hope and excitement filled the air as the crew of the U.S. Valor ventured into the unknown. The galaxy was changing, and humanity was finally ready to take its place among the stars. Together, they would write the next chapter of their story, one filled with friendship, courage, and endless possibilities.